Hello again, everyone. It's your favorite scruffy-looking scoundrel, the Crazy Carillion Solo Straight. And I'm back again today to do a follow-up video to my 100% farming guide for Galactic Legend Sith Eternal Emperor. Now, let me go ahead and basically throw out the disclaimer. Yes, we rushed a GL, and everything in this game says you don't need to rush a GL, but we did it anyway. We had our reasons at the time. So, this is going to be a specific free-to-play niche, so to say, for those of you out there who are curious. I followed your guide. I rushed Palpatine. I have a GL. What do I do now? So, for those of you out there that want to know where I went next, what am I working on, we're going to go ahead and cover some of those things here today. Now, I will ask you at this time, if you have not already, to please help smuggle me into the logarithms of YouTube. Go ahead and pause right now and take time to like and or subscribe. Now, back to the farming. So here's what we're going to talk about today. As we've spoke about, the idea to rush a GL is not something most people will tell you to do. Again, this was a specific project I did for the game. I wanted to show them some tutorials how to get a GL, which one to get, how fast and how early. So, if you're going to rush a GL and you're going to rush C, this is the path you're going to want to follow. Let's go in and see where to go from there. Just because you're rushing Palpatine doesn't mean that you don't get some staples along the way, okay? I didn't cover that in the first video that I did. So, what I want to say with that is, because we unlocked Thrawn, because we unlocked Palpatine, because through osmosis farming of Empire, you're going to get Tarkin through doing tutorials in your fleets. They're going to give them to you. Plus, farmable in a store. You're going to have Royal Guard. You're going to have Vader, and you're going to have Vader because of your achievements and things like that you're going to be doing throughout the game anyway. So that's going to give you 5 Empire tunes. So while you're farming Palpatine, make sure to go ahead and take those 5 tunes, Empire tunes, low gear, and unlock R2-D2, okay? So that's something you do along your way on getting to C. Just osmosis of the game. Unlock R2-D2. Now, after you unlock R2-D2, make sure to also, through osmosis of store pinch points that we talked about in our other video, right? Do not waste energy on any of these farms, but go ahead and get Stormtrooper Han, go ahead and get Princess Leia, go ahead and get Farm Boy. Now, the reason you want to do that using the stores and not any kind of energy is because that energy is going to be used while you're doing your Palpatine farming for your gear and your some of the characters for that. So, through osmosis of Palpatine farming, you're going to get R2, you're going to get those characters from the stores, and that's going to give you CLS. So yes, you will still have CLS even though you're rushing Sith Eternal Emperor. So I want to make sure to cover some of these things, right? So, as you're getting to that point, you do have CLS, you do have R2, right? You focus on Ewoks, right? And why are we focusing on Ewoks? Because you need C-3PO. Now, I'm going to go ahead and call this out. This is not going to be fan favorite. I do not have Wicket. Don't have him. Why don't I have Wicket? Because you waste your energy farming Wicket. You need that energy for gear and other characters if you're rushing that GL, right? So, if you notice, you can get Paplu, you can get Logray, you can get Tebow, you can get Elder, all from stores, okay? The only Ewok you need to be farming is Chief Chirpa. Now, to that point, if you notice, Chief Chirpa is on Cantina energy, which means after you have rushed your Hera and rushed your Ezra to get your Thrawn Palpatine done, you need to be going for Chief Chirpa as you're finishing up your C farming, or as you can afford to, because that's going to be the 5 Ewoks you use to get C-3PO. As you can see, C-3PO unlocked, no Wicket, right? It's harder, so I will throw out a disclaimer. I geared up my Ewoks. You don't need to gear up your Ewoks. You just have to have patience, RNG, or you're going to have to take the time to actually waste time and energy farming Wicket, because it's going to make it so much easier. So, the only call out for that high gear Ewoks is because I want to keep having to worry about bad RNG. I didn't want to struggle unlocking 3PO. So bite the bullet, guys. So, that's what I did there. So, you're going to want 3PO. At the same time, this is not going to be fan favorite either, you're going to be wanting to get your bounty hunter squad up. Now, a lot of people will say, I want Mando, I want Grief, I want Fennec, I want the in-game bounty hunters. I do too, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about efficiency, free-to-play farming. Why do you need bounty hunters? You need bounty hunters for, that's right, Chewbacca, right? So the reason you want to use these particular bounty hunters is they're free. What does free mean in this game? Because nothing's free. It means they're in stores. They're in places that don't require farming energy nodes, right? So you're going to want Greedo. I know, he ain't in game. I don't like him, obviously. But you're going to need him because he's free, right? You're going to need to go ahead and get Boba Fett. Again, another decent bounty hunter with a ship. You're going to need ships at some point. That is in a store. You're going to want to make sure to get IG-88. IG-88, another free bounty hunter with a ship. And we're going to be talking about these particular bounty hunters with ships later on anyway. And you're going to want Cad Bane, another bounty hunter with a ship from a store. So you're not wasting your energy, your light side, dark side cantina energy farming bounty hunters. There is one bounty hunter you are going to farm at this point. If you're done farming your C metrics, your C characters, using your energies between gearing and other characters, you need to go ahead and start on Jango Fett. That's right, you need to start on Jango Fett farming. He's not in a store. They do that on purpose, guys, because he's probably one of the top bounty hunters, especially early on and in-game. But you're going to want to farm him. As a sidebar to that, you get the best ship in the game by farming his node. You get the Houndstooth. That's right. So the Houndstooth, something you're going to want, again, later on. We're going to talk about all these ships a little bit later on at the end of this video. But that's going to give you your 5 bounty hunters so you can get Chewbacca. That's a hard thing to tackle, right? The Chewbacca unlock with this particular team. So let's talk about these 5 particular bounty hunters, right? And why you want that team. They're free. It's going to be hard to get Chewbacca. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. Once you get Jango to the ability to start gearing and relicking, do it. Again, he's going to play into something here in a second that you're going to need him relic for, geared for anyway, that we're going to talk about. And go ahead and slap some gear and some relics on Boba Fett. Now, again, he's got a ship, so it never hurts to have good pilots relicked up for ships and fleets, but he's also going to be needed from later on. So, to that point, those two with the 3 crappy bounty hunters that you got for free at this point, not to say they're crappy, you're going to need them. But right now, we're just talking about low gear bounty hunters. Be able to do the Chewbacca mission with just Jango, Boba Fett carry you all the way. As you can see, I got him unlocked. No problems, right? Going to be some RNG, but it's possible. Now, after we go from those bounty hunters, I want to take the time to go ahead and say, at this point, we've talked about some stores, right? We've talked about a few energies. What do I do with my fleet energy? You're going to want to go ahead as early as possible. Your fleet energy, start farming the B1 hard node. That's right, Jedi Knight Anakin's Starfighter. Why do you want to do that? You rushed C, you got Jedi Knight Anakin already, right? So you already got a Jedi Knight Anakin at high relics. You need a ship, okay? And that's going to play important to where we're going. Again, this is what we're doing after we rush C. So go ahead and make sure to get the fleet energy farming as you can. You need that ship, okay? After you have 3PO and Chewbacca unlocked, right, you're still doing your metrics for your C farming. You want to make sure to go ahead and get in a good guild. Now, this is probably something to say a little earlier on, but you can get in a guild at level 22. I don't want to talk about that for a second. A lot of people, a lot of negativity out there. I can't get in a good guild. Let's define a good guild. A good guild is any guild at this point in your journey as a free-to-play, newer, low-tier member at level 22 is any guild that can sim the Sith raid, the At raid, and the Rancor raid to get you Han, GK, and Traya for free. And I say that because as long as you got a 7-star character, which you're going to have, you already at that point, you're going to be able to get those characters for free, okay? Just get in a guild at level 22 that's simming those 3 raids. It's going to pay off, and it's going to show you where we're going. So, Make sure to do that. If you're not doing that, if you're level 22 and you're not in a guild that sends those raids, keep looking for a guild that will take you that can, okay? Now, I want to also call out something here specifically, and you'll see this on this account. Wat Tambor. That's right. A lot of people are going to tell you Wat Tambor cannot be achieved early without taking time to farm the geos. Stop listening to those people. Listen to Solo. And I'm going to show you right now why. This account, look at the bugs. None of them are able to unlock Wat Tambor. Look at it. Look at it. Go ahead. Look on the screen. Okay. So how do I have a Wat Tambor already relicked and I don't have the Geonosian team? Because I'm in a good guild. I got in a good guild at level 22 and they carried me all the way. Okay. So stop talking about I can't get Wat Tambor without doing the bugs. Don't take the time to get the bugs. You get the 3 bugs that are in stores, okay? Now, yes, I do have alpha at this point before somebody calls it out. But that's long after I've already gotten these other metrics done, okay? That's just truing up teams for GAC. Don't worry about it. Do not waste time farming the bugs. You can still get a Wat Tambor just getting a good guild at level 22, okay? All right. So, at the same time, we farm C. So we have Dooku done. We are working on and got Jango done, right? So that gives us 2 separatists. And guess what? I'm going to go ahead and put that video right now. You can get Padmé 7-star unlock with just those 2 and the cheap free-to-play bugs. And free-to-play, again, means from stores. Do not waste time farming them. So, watch this real quick. High speed, bam, Padmé. Yes, I even made sure to do it after the Mace rework because it's a little bit harder. Still works, guys, okay? So when you farm C with Dooku at Relic 6, and you've already farmed up Jango because he's got the best node for ships in the game and himself, and in-game content, plus it's going to be needed for where we're going, you're going to be able to get Padmé, all right? So at this point, you now have Padmé, you now have 3PO, okay? So we're going to talk about what you should be doing with some other good characters. We're going to talk about Jedi Master Yoda, okay? At this point, through just basic playing the game, you're going to have plenty of Jedi to talk about, work, choose, whatever, to go ahead and get Jedi Master Yoda unlocked, okay? So, while we're doing this C farming, there's so many characters you can get and still be working on C, right? So go ahead and get Yoda unlocked because you're going to have Kanan, you're going to have Ezra, right? You're going to have some other early Jedis that you can use. Jedi Knight Anakin, he's a Jedi, right? So you're going to find that you have enough 7-star Jedis to unlock Grandmaster Yoda, okay? It is possible. You're going to do it. So remember, you're going to need Grandmaster Yoda at this point. And that's going to mean that we're finished our C farm and we've gotten our CLS, we've gotten our 3PO, we've gotten our Chewbacca, we've gotten our Padmé. So that's going to start showing you some teams that we're building. Guess where we're going? That's right. We're going into some legendary characters. And let's talk about the first ones. I've got Bam up here. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, why do you have Beskar Armor Mando up here this early in game after farming a GL? Because he's got a ship. He's got a good ship, okay? He's got one of the best ships. And without his ship, you're not going to be able to go where we're going at the end of this video, okay? So, let's go ahead and talk about that. All of the characters required for BAM at this point in your journey are accelerated farming. That's right. Look at them. Got them. Accelerated farming. All of them. No Zetas. Low gear. You can still unlock BAM. So, go ahead and get him. He's actually, at this point, the cheapest legendary character to get in the game in terms of how to unlock him. He really is. But he's got a great ship. We're talking about his ship. We're not talking about him. Get him because you need to be able to get his ship. Okay? All right. And as you can see, we actually have been farming his ship because his ship is farmable in certain stores, right? I got a 6-star one already. Okay? So it's possible. You need that Razor Crest. Then we're going to move to the big project. This is where we're going. This is what we're working on. This is currently where the mid-tier count is at. I know. I want Revan. I want Darth Revan. I get it. They're staple teams. But we're not talking about getting the essential 5 to 6 good teams early on like you're supposed to. We rushed a GL. We're in a different niche. We're in a different metric, okay? So we're going for gas. That's right. We're going to skip the old republics. We're going for gas, right? Beskar and Mando, we went ahead and covered. Let's talk about gas. We're going to start now going for the gas farm at this point, okay? We already have Jedi Knight Anakin. We're already farming his ship. We already have 3PO. We already have General Kenobi. So, if you notice, you get gas for free. What do I mean by that? I mean, look at his requirements, okay? You get Ahsoka from stores. You get GK from being in a level 22 guild. You got 3PO using free Ewoks, other than Sherpa. You got Magna Guard from stores. You got Ventress from stores. You got B2 from stores. You got Padmé, right? Because we went ahead and farmed Palpatine and got Dooku and got Jango. So at this point, there's only 3 characters. 3 characters you need to farm at this point after your Sith Eternal Emperor farming that you need to get gas. And that's going to be Shock T, one of the best Jedi in the game, okay? In-game Jedi, very versatile, goes a lot of places. You're going to need B1, and you're going to need Droideka. And the reason you're going to need them is for his actual event. But, unfortunately, you got to farm them using your energies, okay? So that's where we're going. As soon as you get done with C, we're going to bring those 3 characters. That's what you're working on early, okay? So, at that point, it's not hard to get gas at this point in the game, okay? It's not. You just got to farm 3 characters up. The rest of them you already have. You just got to get their relics up and their requirements up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and call out here. You'll see some of these are higher relic. I went ahead and did that for the reason of where we're going. After you get gas, you're going to go ahead and want to finish some loose ends. You're going to want to get the Imperial TIE Fighter and his ship done. You're going to want to get Dengar done because you already got a good bounty hunter team, but he is going to help you steal banners in GAC, okay? And you're going to want to go ahead and think about Starkiller. So disclaimer on that. With Starkiller, totally optional. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm squeezing it in just because of this reason. I need more depth, and these tunes required for Starkiller are actually going to help round out a lot of stuff early on. So for your GAC metrics, these characters are going to be great. Dash Rendar has a ship. We're still talking about we need ships. We need those for GAC and other metrics. So definitely one to work on. Kyle Katarn is a great rebel fighter Jedi. So he's going to help with some metrics. If you're in a guild that's doing light side TB, he's totally plug into that Rebel Fighters Mon Mothma team. Will carry you through those nodes. For Darth Talon, I'm working on her just because we rushed C. So we have all these Sith, and she gives that speed bonus to Sith teams. So it's a good character, again, overall. And you have usage at this point if you rush C. And then, of course, Marjade is the hardest because she's the last one that was made farmable, so I'm still knocking her down. But when you get Starkiller completed, Marjade with Palpatine lead, going to work wonders for you in a lot of metrics, namely GAC, but there's also now with Juhani's new Omicron, you can use her in Territory War. So, just calling it out. You don't have to do the Starkiller bit, but I wanted to touch on it, that it is a project. If you have the time and the means, you can squeeze in right here. We can skip it and keep going to where we're going for the actual overall project, and that's going to be working on Bo-Katan. And why do we do that? Because you're ready for JMK. I know. It doesn't make sense, but you are. If you rush C, right, you have everything you need other than Bo-Katan to go for Jedi Master Kenobi. Crazy, right? We're going to go ahead and get the best GL in the game at this time. After we've gotten C, right? That's right. The correct path, if you rushed C, is going to be C. Through osmosis, you're getting R2, CLS, 3PO, Chewbacca, Padmé. Once you do C and gas, you're going to have so many requirements done for Jedi Master Kenobi that all you got to work on is Bo-Katan. That's right, Bo-Katan, get her done, and start that Jedi Master Kenobi farm. Well, let's talk about that. What about some of the Jedi Master Kenobi stuff, though, Solo? Okay, as I said, every character is in a store. They're free, okay? The Negotiator, it's a little bit tricky, but again, let's think about it. It's in a store. You're in a good guild, right? So you're getting your get currency. You're going to be working on a Negotiator so you can get Jedi Master Kenobi. He is the next step after you go for gas, okay? So go ahead and knock that out. At the same point, you have another option. And let's talk about that stuff. I said we're going to touch on these ships later. If you look, this account, this free-to-play account that rushed a GL, defied all logic, rushed a GL, by now going and working on gas, is almost ready for JMK, but at the same time, it's really close to the Executor. That's right. You're going to get the best ship in the game. You're going to get the meta fleet early on if you rushed C, okay? So as a recap, you're setting yourself up for the Executor. Because remember, you got Pitt. You rushed him when you got C, right? You just got to relic him up some. So the only pinch point you got at this point, because again, we did the legendary BAM, so we've got Razor Crest, right, is your gearing and relic levels. That's it. That's all you got to worry about. And if you're in that good guild, guess what? You might actually have a chance to get it at this point. If not, might need to guild up a little bit. But you are set up. So again, the path is going to be Sith Eternal Emperor, BAM, BAM Gas. They're kind of one and right there together. And you're right there ready for Jedi Master Kenobi and the Executor. So, that's where we're at. That's what we did. That's where we're going. It is very doable, okay? How would you like to, within a small investment of time, when you look at the grand scheme of things, be able to say, I've got Sith Eternal Emperor, I've got Jedi Master Kenobi, and I've got the Executor, because that's what we're working on, and that's where we're going. So, appreciate the time. It's a lengthy video, but it's going to be because it's a farming guide on where you want to go as a free-to-play if you rushed Palpatine. So, to that point, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.